Looking at the sheer diversity of life on our planet, even within single ecosystems like the coral reef, it's hard to imagine how all of our species developed. Charles Darwin solidified the ideal of evolution as an extremely gradual series of changes over millions of years. But time does not seem to affect all species like this.
In fact, some species, like the horseshoe crab, seem to change very little over long periods. This bizarre-looking creature looks virtually the same today as it did 200 million years ago. Its sets of fascinating adaptations, including the book gills, multiple sets of eyes, and hard shell, have apparently been enough to keep it reproductively successful, even as many other species went extinct. Why has it evolved so little when other species have gone through dramatic transformations in the same time frame?
And we might expect to find more in-between fossils for the many species on our planet. Fossils of transition from one evolutionary form to the next. An evolutionary idea which might help us make sense of these questions is punctuated equilibrium. This concept describes long stretches of time in which little change is required of species by their environment, so they remain as they are until evolutionary pressure is forced by what is often some great crisis, like a climate or geological event.
With punctuated equilibrium, we can actually expect to see animals like this horseshoe crab to remain the same. Another animal that has had to change very little is this arowana, a large fish from the Amazon. It is adapted to a world that supports giant creatures very well, so it lives alongside the enormous red-tailed catfish and giant Amazon river turtle. Its eye placement allows it to see prey above the surface of the water, and unlike many fish, it has the ability to breathe air from the surface as well. The arowana and horseshoe crab are in what we call stasis, with no need for major changes to their structure.
While these two animals are in a period of stasis, cichlids, a fish group from African lakes, shows just how vast the diversity can be when stasis ends. These fishes comes in a dazzling variety and are heavily studied by scientists, but this explosion of color and types only happened in the last 14,000 years. This seems like a long stretch of time to a human, but in evolutionary terms, it is extremely rapid.